Disney presents from Frontierland, Zorro, El Bandido, starring Guy Williams, guest star Gilbert Roland.
As a stranger to California, you're entitled to one warning, and this is it. Now take your men, Cuchillo, and leave California.
Now, Zorro. And now, your Disneyland host, Walt Disney.
To most of us, the early days of California mean the time when this flag flew over the California Republic before its admission into the United States in 1850. And we think of Sutter's Mill near Sacramento, where gold was discovered back in 1849. But a full half-century before the exciting days of the gold rush, California was the sunny land of the Spanish dons. It was a romantic period of leisurely and gracious living, but it was a lawless period too. A time when California's isolation from the forces of law and order in the rest of the world was an open invitation to violence and banditry. Stories are told of a legendary hero who lived in those outlaw days. A dashing young man who appeared as a gay bon vivant by day, but who wore this by night to ride the countryside as the champion of justice and protector of the oppressed. Hated and feared by those he opposed, honored and respected by those he defended, he was known as Zorro. And you are about to see one of his exciting adventures now. Its title, El Bandido.
Soldados. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, Cuchillo, they just keep coming.
Just an even dozen. Vámonos, muchachos.
Help me up!
Ay, Chihuahua.
I have heard that California is rich. This is what we have been waiting for. If we play it smart, we can return to Mexico rich men. As your new leader, I promise you more gold than you can carry.
And where are they going to carry it? Up the steps of the gallows?
You got 9 lives. Hey, Cuchillo has. I just happened to borrow one of his.
Where did you get your horse?
From the ranchero we happened to meet.
Muchachos, the ranchero who was kind enough to give Chato a horse also gave me this. He was a very generous ranchero. Here, Chato. Divide it up.
Hey!
Víbora, this is for you.
Gracias.
And this.
We thought the soldiers captured you. We had a right to choose a new leader.
I know you had.
Then why did you hit me?
Because you did not help Chato when his horse fell, that's why. Here. Muchachos, it's getting a little too warm in Mexico for us. So, since we are already in California, we are going to stay here.
Until it gets too hot here, huh?
By that time, it'll be a little cooler in Mexico. Hey, amigos, how many of you have not stolen anything in Los Angeles?
No, not me. Yo tampoco.
Nobody, eh? Good. That's where we'll start. Get on your horses. Vámonos. What's the matter with you?
Los Angeles?
We're just going for a visit. We're not going to live there.
Zorro lives in Los Angeles.
You're not afraid of Zorro, are you?
I am not?
Come here. Remember, you're one of El Cuchillo's bandidos. I want you to act like one.
But that's the trouble. If you just happen to act like a bandido in Los Angeles, this is it.
Say, maybe you'd like to wear the cape and the mask too, huh? Beautiful, eh? Oh, you're clever today. Chest protector won't help you now, Bernardo. Come on, defend yourself.
Is he hurt, Don Diego? Are you all right, little one? It is strange, Don Diego. I can never make him understand a thing. But only a moment ago, you were speaking to him.
So he could hear, huh?
Exactly.
Oh, you're very observing, Sergeant. You know, Bernardo has been with me so long that I forget that he neither hears nor speaks, and sometimes I actually find myself talking to him.
Just like I talk to my horse, eh?
Exactly.
But, Don Diego, where did you learn to fence like that?
Sergeant, I'm only trying to learn to please my father.
But I saw you do things only an expert could do.
Sergeant, what you saw was a good friend trying his best to make me look good. I shudder to think what would happen if I were ever challenged by an expert such as yourself, Comandante.
Well, I suppose that would make a difference.
Oh, it certainly would. And now, Sergeant, to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
I would like to talk to your father, Don Alejandro.
Now, if you'll make yourself at home in the sala, I will tell him you're here.
Gracias, Don Diego.
Oh, Sergeant, by the way, there's a new wine on the table. I would like your opinion of it.
Gracias, Don Diego.
You may use the door. Well, you know, I think I handled that rather well. Well, what's your opinion, Sergeant?
Don Diego, this is the most wonderful... Well, that it is... it is really hard to say.
Oh, well, let's not have any snap judgments, eh? Perhaps if you had another glass?
Perhaps.
Did you wish to see me, Sergeant?
Oh, si, Don Alejandro.
Well?
I am informing all the rancheros that the warehouse is ready.
Did you reinforce the door?
Si?
And have you arranged for the guards?
Si.
Father, are you still worried about those hides?
Oh, you need not be, Don Alejandro. As acting comandante of the Pueblo, I am personally responsible for their safety.
That is the chief source of my worry.
Father, I'm certain that Sergeant Garcia has taken every precaution.
Oh, indeed I have, Don Diego. It will be a sorry bandido who tries any tricks on me. Even that rascal of a...
That's the spirit, Sergeant. And now, if you are ready to go into Los Angeles, Bernardo and I will ride with you.
I'm ready, Don Diego.
Oh, come on.
Diego, do you not share my concern?
To steal that many hides, Father, would require at least a dozen bandidos. There just are not that many in Los Angeles.
See that the men don't get in trouble. I don't want anybody to steal anything. Yet. Remember, we're in Los Angeles and we have to meet the right kind of people. Especially people with money.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Soldiers.
1, 2, 3, 4. To the rear! Ha! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Meet me at the tavern.
1, 2, 3, 4. The rear! Ha! Follow me! Hut! Hut! Lancers! Ho! Senor! Senors? I am Sergeant Demetrio Lopez Garcia, acting comandante of the Pueblo de Los Angeles. And you, senor? Please, senor, you do not understand. Forgive me, senor, but it is my duty to ask these questions of every visitor to Los Angeles.
Go ahead.
Gracias, senor. Now then, what is your name? Your name, senor? I have explained that it is my duty to ask these questions. Please, senor. Please, senor, you must answer.
Buenas tardes, Sergeant.
Buenas tardes, Don Diego. Now, senor, I warn you.
Sergeant, I was just on my way to the tavern. Would you care to join me?
Perhaps later, Don Diego. At the moment, I'm very busy. The senor is a stranger here and refuses to answer my questions.
Well, Sergeant, your devotion to duty is most commendable, but there is no law which says you must question your arrivals immediately, is there?
Well, no.
Well, then, I'm certain that you will know all about the senor before he leaves Los Angeles.
My friend, that I promise you.
And now, Sergeant, now that you're sure that the law will be served, what do you say?
Of course, Don Diego.
Just a moment, amigos. I would like you both to be my guests.
Gracias, senor, gracias.
I insist.
It will be a pleasure, senor.
Lancers, dismissed.
Señorita, bring a little wine for my friends, huh? And a little, okay.
Sí, señor.
It's most generous of you, senor.
Cuchillo.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
What, Sergeant? Now you know his name is Cuchillo.
The knife.
I don't like to have my name shouted in public.
But I wanted you to see this.
1,500 pesos reward for Zorro the Bandit. They offered 2,500 pesos for me in Mexico.
I just thought it would be easy money.
It would be. But I don't think we're going to see much of Zorro while we're here.
Here you are, Sergeant Garcia.
Gracias.
Oh,
Something wrong?
I almost forgot. I have a message for you.
What is it?
I can't remember.
Chulita.
Well, you know how it is. I forgot, but it will come to me.
It could not have been important, or else you would have remembered it.
Well, do you remember who gave it to you?
Don Francisco.
Don Francisco. Don Francisco? Caramba. Don Francisco is sending a silver service worth 5,000 pesos to his goddaughter in Santa Barbara. I was to bring it in and put it safely on the coach.
That was the message. He was wondering where you were.
Excuse me, Don Diego, but if that silver is not on the midnight coach, Don Francisco will be angry.
5,000 pesos.
Tell the boys we have just met some very nice people. Go on.
Gracias for the wine, senor. I will see you later.
Would there be anything else, senor?
I would like a big plate of enchiladas with a lot of chili sauce.
Sí, senor.
Ay, Chihuahua.
The name's Chulita.
Uh-huh. To you. Diego, is it?
And to you. Cuchillo, is it not?
Salud.
Salud.
Diego, are you certain this El Cuchillo and his men are bandidos?
Well, they seem to be very interested in Don Francisco Silva.
But is this El Cuchillo capable of killing Sergeant Garcia for it?
Well, in that case, Bernardo, Zorro will be in for a very interesting evening. And so will El Cuchillo.
Ah, víbora. Hurry up. Ándale pronto, hombre.
Why don't we just kill him, huh?
No. Just take the silver and get out of here. Ay, qué panzoncito vacilón este.
Zorro! ¡Vámonos!
Wait here and take care of him. Take the silver and put it in my saddlebags. Where are they?
I don't hear anything.
I'll take a look.
As a stranger to California, you're entitled to one warning. And this is it. Now take your men, Cuchillo, and leave California.
But I like California. Lots of beautiful senoritas. Orange trees. Sunshine. Well, I guess I won't need this anymore. Here. Now, Zorro.
All right. Now. Let's try that again.
Halt! In the name of the king!
Later, Zorro.
Anytime.
We got this one, but Zorro and the other one got away.
I know. But it is more important that we get this silver back to Los Angeles. We will just have to wait to capture that rascal of a Zorro.
Don't wait too long, Gordito. There won't be a Zorro for you to capture.
Oh, your pardon, senor. Gold sovereign. I haven't seen one of these since I left Spain.
Buenas tardes, Don Diego. More hides?
One more wagon, Sergeant. Hey, what's this?
Merely one of the bandidos I captured last night. I did not think it would hurt him to do a little work.
Well, you're to be commended, Sergeant.
Gracias, Don Diego.
So, the hides keep coming in, eh?
Oh, si, Don Diego. I had no idea there were so many in all of California. Would you care to see them?
It would be my pleasure.
You know, Don Diego, if I myself had not counted them, I would say there are more hides here than can be counted.
Oh, it's going to be a large shipment, Sergeant. Oh, by the way, about the robbery last night, you say one of the bandidos escaped?
Si, the one who was fighting with Zorro. As soon as he saw me, he dove into the bushes like a rabbit, and poof, he was gone.
Well, then, I assume you did not see his face.
Oh, no, Don Diego. I could sit with him in the tavern and not know him.
You know, Sergeant, you may do just that.
What do you mean?
Well, there are so many strangers in Los Angeles. El Cuchillo, for instance, and the men with him.
I thought you liked Senor Cuchillo.
Oh, don't misunderstand me, Sergeant. Of course I like him. He's a charming fellow.
But you just said...
Sergeant, I once had a pet rattlesnake. I was very fond of him also. But I kept my eye on him just the same.
Can I get a drink of water?
Yes, go ahead.
It's all right. This is Bernardo, De La Vega servant. He neither hears nor speaks.
What did Cuchillo say?
As soon as we have relieved Los Angeles of a few extra pesos, he'll get you out.
He better. Gracias.
Where you been?
Cuchillo, you told me to talk to Viva.
Did you see him?
See, and I see the innkeeper also. You want some more money? I tell you, Cuchillo, it was a mistake to start to pay for everything. You know, people get so, they expect it.
Come here. Fix it.
I don't know what I can do with this. Maybe I could put some designs over it. Hey, you know, I'm both sides too much. If I had some conchos. If I had some conchos.
You have now.
Senor Cuchillo, I must explain about the money.
Mañana.
But, senor...
You said mañana.
Hello, Chulita. How's my beautiful little tamale? What's the matter with you?
You know very well. We were supposed to go riding this morning, so I waited and I waited. And where were you?
Oh, I was detained, Chulita.
Detained by a girl?
Now, how can you say that, Chula? I never look at other girls.
Look, I am no more interested in what you do. I do not care what you do.
You don't,
No.
You don't care if I die of a broken heart?
No.
Mira, Chulita, no seas tonta.
A mira, no empieces con esa cosa.
Dame un besito.
Deja.
Dame un besito, dame un besito. Ah, qué cosita. Estás tan bonita de ese...
Senor Cuchillo still owes me a drink from yesterday. I will charge it to his account.
Good idea.
Chulita!
Ah, qué viejo este calvo.
You seem to have a way with the senoritas.
Well, some do and some don't.
I don't know. Maybe it's the clothes. And you, Jack?
No.
It's a beautiful design. Looks a little familiar.
Here we are, the finest wine in all Los Angeles. I had to pay for it myself. Thank you, Sergeant. A toast, Don Diego.
All right. To the early capture of the rabbit.
The what?
A rabbit, Don Diego?
Well, it was your own expression, Sergeant. Last night, 4 bandidos attempted to steal a chest of silver. Sergeant Garcia bravely captured 3 of them, but the 4th got away by, to quote the sergeant, diving into the bushes like a rabbit.
Like a scared rabbit.
Oh.
You know, it's probably still running.
Uh-huh.
But that is not what you told me today, Don Diego. Today, Senor Cuchillo, today, Don Diego told me he thought that you...
Oh, Sergeant, I'm so sorry. Did I get any on?
No.
Sergeant, don't tell Cuchillo what I said. It would embarrass both of us.
Oh, see, Don Diego, I will change the subject.
Senor Cuchillo, about my money, could you pay a little...
Uh-huh. Mañana. Gordito, what were you saying?
I was about to make a toast, Senor Cuchillo, to 20,000 American dollars.
What American dollars?
The ones the ship from Boston is bringing to pay for the hides.
Salud.
I think the toast is a little premature. The boat does not arrive for months.
Oh, no, Don Diego. It is due next week.
Excuse me, I get some tobacco.
Well, Don Diego, I changed the subject.
You certainly did, Sergeant. You didn't tell him what time the ship was coming in.
I don't know the exact hour.
Oh, why don't you find out?
Muchachos, I'm on the trail of $20,000.
20,000?
Give me that gold coin of yours. Hey, innkeeper.
Oh. Si, senor.
This is for what I owe you, and for whatever the gentlemen would like to have. Anything they want.
Oh, of course, Senor Cuchillo.
A gold sovereign.
Oh, sí. Gracias, Senor Cuchillo.
Senor Cuchillo, I can't let you go on paying for everything. When are you going to be my guest?
Very soon, Diego. I promise you. Salud.
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 Mr. Cuchillo has plenty of men already. If he gets those 3 out of jail compared to Sergeant Garcia's lancers, he will have an army.
Well, I intend to see that he doesn't. Bernardo, get Fernando ready. Beautiful.
Sergeant Garcia would have to open his mouth about those dollars.
Well, don't feel too bad about it. I think he would have found out about it anyway.
I suppose so.
Hey! Hola,
Are you expecting anyone?
No.
Hey, Cuchillo, they are in here.
Good evening, Diego. I was afraid you might have gone to bed.
What is the meaning of this?
Who is this gentleman?
My father, Don Alejandro.
Oh. Senor, I introduce myself. I am El Cuchillo. This afternoon, your son said to me, Cuchillo, when are you going to be my guest? Didn't you, Diego?
Yes, I did.
So I accept the invitation. I took the liberty of bringing Chulita with me. She said she had never been here before. Oye, Chulita, ven pa acá, hijita.
You are most welcome, señorita.
Gracias, Don Alejandro.
Please, make yourself at home.
Thank you.
Oh, you have beautiful things here.
Well, thank you.
Senor, I introduce myself. Cuchillo.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get you some refreshments.
Oh, don't bother, amigo. Don't bother. What you have here is good enough.
Well, I'm afraid you'll find it's not the very best vintage.
Oh? It's good enough for me. Estúpido, idiota, mamarracho. I'm sorry, Diego. These men are so clumsy. I don't know what to do with them. Váyanse para afuera todos. Órale. Wait for me outside in the patio, all of you. Wait outside for me in the patio.
Diego. They're here for a reason. Let's find out.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
And Cuchillo and the rest of us will wait for you right here. And remember, I won my lucky piece back.
You'll get it, you'll get it. What about him?
He neither hears or speaks, but he can be a very good witness that all of us are out here.
Nothing we can do about it now.
Let's watch.
Here it is.
Chulita, you dance more beautiful than ever.
I dance for you, Cuchillo.
Cuchillo, it's getting late. Are we going to spend the night here?
You have the manners of burros. How many times have I told you to behave like gentlemen? Stay outside. Say goodbye, Chulita, huh?
Don Alejandro, it has been a great honor for me to be here tonight.
We were honored to have you, my dear.
Don Diego?
Diego, I want to apologize for all of us for intruding on you for the entire evening.
Well, all of you didn't intrude. We were honored to have you as our guests.
Thank you. Oh, a pretty design you have in this jacket. Goodbye, amigo.
You're right, Bernardo. They robbed the innkeeper. Maybe they even freed their friends. And you know something? They provided themselves with a beautiful alibi. Us. Oh, I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Oye, Chato. Chulita was a little unhappy when I took her home. I wonder why.
Why? Because you did not take Chulita home. We did. Let's divide up the money.
Here.
Wait a minute. We'll race for it. We'll race from here to the mission. Whoever gets there first gets twice as much.
You always win, Cuchillo.
All right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you all a head start. Huh? Here, to show you I'm fair, you hold the stakes. Line up, everybody.
Cuchillo! I got Zorro! I got him! Oh no, Senor Zorro, not the money! Cuchillo! 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 Come on! un cuchillo, es un Zorro! La rompió de cómo steal el cuchillo. Cuchillo, stay with him! Our friends are coming back!
You're out of Los Angeles, Cuchillo. Now stay out.
Not until I get rid of you, Zorro. Mochato. El cuchillo does not shoot a man in the back.
In our program next week, titled Adios El Cuchillo, this sword carves out one of the most exciting chapters in early California legend. It is a story that will bring you another episode in the life of that devil-may-care adventurer who signed his name like this.
Come join in the thrills of another adventure in the life of Zorro the Fox as he plays a lone hand against the sinister plans of the gay bandito, El Cuchillo, and his ruthless desperados who plunder the land of the Dons.
I'm interested in one man, Zorro.
You seem to be very concerned. May I ask why?
I don't think Los Angeles is big enough for Zorro and El Cuchillo.
He went that way.
Gracias.
Adios, chaparrita bonita.
Adiosito.
Open the gate. Come on, open it.
Share every danger-filled moment, every reckless escapade, starring Guy Williams as the indomitable Zorro, crossing swords and matching wits with guest star Gilbert Roland as the gay bandito. Next week, when Walt Disney presents Adios El Cuchillo.
Senor, we are going to be your guests for about a week or so, until the ship from Boston arrives in San Pedro. You and Diego are free to come and go as you please. One at a time. Just as long as one of you remains seated in this chair. I must warn you that if there's any sign of trouble, whoever is seated in the chair, boom.
Disney presents from Frontierland, Zorro. Adios El Cuchillo, starring Guy Williams, guest star Gilbert Roland.
I'm interested in one man, Zorro.
You seem to be very concerned. May I ask why?
I don't think Los Angeles is big enough for Zorro and El Cuchillo.
And now, your Disneyland host, Walt Disney.
Of all the lawless men whose evil plans were opposed by Zorro, one of his most worthy adversaries, so the story goes, was El Cuchillo, a light-hearted rogue, a swashbuckler with a flashing smile for a pretty girl. El Cuchillo was an opponent well-suited to test Zorro's mettle. He was a splendid horseman and an expert swordsman. When he crossed blades with Zorro, he gave as good as he received. Our last program showed you the first meeting between these two antagonists. You saw how Zorro foiled the Wally Bandito's plan to steal a shipment of silver. And you heard Zorro's warning to El Cuchillo.
You're out of Los Angeles, Cuchillo. Now stay out.
And you heard El Cuchillo's answer.
No, Chato. El Cuchillo does not shoot a man in the back.
Now for the rest of this exciting adventure that pits the debonair El Cuchillo against the audacious Zorro. Its title, Adios, El Cuchillo.
Rancho, trampa. We gotta get some money. We get it tonight. Now remember, shh, quiet. Andale, psst, psst, psst. You go with me, Chato.
What is there to steal here, Cuchillo?
Here. Fix this.
We must admit one thing. Zorro does a neat job.
Zorro is a good man with a sword. Very good. I'd like to get him once. Just once where he can get away from me.
I got to find some conchos.
Well, go and find him.
I found the conchos. I found them. Look how many I found them. Let's go.
Throw him on.
Now?
Now.
Everybody is out stealing.
You'll get your share, no matter who steals it. Go on. Throw him on.
Somehow it's not the same.
Zorro!
Zorro's getting away.
Never mind, Zorro. Get the money.
He threw it over the wall.
Where is it?
How you doing?
Don't worry. Gonna look real good. What's the matter?
Come on, hurry up. Come on.
His luck. I think I found something. Yeah. Here's another one.
Any more?
No. I don't think. All finished. Yeah? Pretty good, eh, Cuchillo? These are not the same conchos, but they will do. No one will notice. Hey, pretty good job, eh? Not a wrinkle. What's the matter? What's happening, Cuchillo? I fixed your jacket. Now let's go. Now, how can we trust them? What's that? Cuchillo, right. What's happening? Oh, no! Back to the tailor shop. Stop chewing on this cigar. You get me more hungry.
Buenas tardes.
Ah, Don Diego.
Cholita, don't move.
Look, I want you to see this. Isn't that beautiful?
The subject is beautiful. The drawing is excellent.
Cholita's all finished. Now you go in the kitchen and do what you're supposed to be doing.
Don Diego, let me say again how much I enjoyed last night at your hacienda.
I can assure you, Cholita, you did not enjoy last night one half as much as I did.
Oh, well, perhaps I may visit again?
I think I'll hold you to that.
Oh, yeah. You go and wait on the customers.
What customers? You and your friends have not ordered a thing all day.
Well, I'm ordering now. Bring a lot of wine and food for everybody.
Oh, no. Senor Pacheco told me not to take any orders from you unless you give me the money first.
You tell Senor Pacheco I'll pay him tomorrow, huh?
Ay, he's gonna hate me all day.
Sit down, Diego.
With pleasure. Oh, no. I'm afraid you'll find me a very difficult subject. Please.
Hold still. Diego, how long have you been in Los Angeles?
Well, except for 6 years in Spain, all my life. Why?
Then you must know everybody in Los Angeles, huh?
A great many, but not everyone. Why?
I'm interested in one man. Zorro.
Zorro?
You know, the bandido, if you can call him that.
That's what he's been called.
You must have thought about it one time or another. Have you any idea who he is?
Now, what makes you think that I would know who Zorro is?
Zorro must have another identity. He can't hide behind a mask all the time.
You're right, he can't.
Well, who is he?
You seem to be very concerned. May I ask why?
I don't think Los Angeles is big enough for Zorro and El Cuchillo.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh?
Nothing. For a moment, I thought I detected a personal grudge, but then I remembered that according to Sergeant Garcia, Zorro has been seen only once since your arrival. And at that time, he was fighting bandidos.
It is personal. Besides, I like Los Angeles, and I would like to do something for this beautiful little pueblo.
You sent for me, Don Diego?
It will keep, Sergeant.
What are you doing, Senor Cuchillo? Drawing?
Uh-huh.
Ah, I would like to see it. May I, please?
It might interest you, Gordito.
You clumsy fool. It was an accident, senor. It was his last one.
He's my servant, and I am responsible for his actions.
It's all right with me, senor.
But Don Diego is not armed.
He is now.
Diego.
Sergeant, may I use your office to clean up?
Certainly.
Permiso?
how you fought, Don Diego. I was amazed.
Well, I don't think fought is exactly the right word, Sergeant. I was mainly interested in keeping out of his way.
Well, if you'd kept out of his way any harder, you might have killed him.
Oh, Sergeant Garcia, Don Diego, Hey, what is happening here? My food, my furniture.
Please, put it on my bill.
Oh, certainly, Don Diego.
That won't be necessary. I'll take care of the innkeeper.
I thought I have Don Diego.
Who would think that De La Vega could handle Carancho?
There may be a lot more about Diego de la Vega that we don't know.
I see you still have your prisoners, Sergeant.
They leave for Monterrey in the morning. I will be glad to be rid of that víbora. He is a mean one.
You know, Sergeant, I'm surprised that no attempt has been made to rescue those bandidos.
Who is there to rescue them?
Oh, Sergeant, I still believe they're part of a larger group that is still in Los Angeles.
Don Diego, there were 4 bandidos who attempted to steal his silver. I captured 3 of them. One of them got away. Now, I know that you have been trying to tell me that Senor Cuchillo and his men are these bandidos.
Well, they are.
You yourself have proved that they are not. Last night, when the tavern was robbed, El Cuchillo and all his men were guests at your hacienda. And today I find you seated at his table. Now, Don Diego, I am not saying that you and El Cuchillo are having difficulties, but leave me out of it. Please?
Well, adios, amigos. Have a nice trip to Monterrey.
Gracias. Salúdame a los muchachos.
¿Cómo no? Thank you.
Tome.
You have a very kind heart.
Don Diego, I have taken every precaution. Soon the ship from Boston will arrive, and we will sell the hides for 20,000 American dollars, and then you will have nothing more to worry about.
Sergeant Garcia! Sergeant Garcia! Oh, Sergeant Garcia, I have been robbed.
Again, Senor Pachaco?
El Cuchillo and his men, they ate my food and drank my wine, and when I demanded payment of them, they knocked me down and took all my money.
Don Diego, I am very much afraid that your friend El Cuchillo is a bandido.
Oh, Sergeant! After them! They cannot have gotten far.
Of course. Lancers! Too hard! Too hard! Too hard!
Well, that's strange. Why would Cuchillo spoil everything for himself? Tell me later.
Lancers, mount! Follow me!
Guy, see Don Diego.
Has anyone spoken to the prisoners today?
Only little Chato.
Chato?
He brought them some cigars for their long trip to Monterrey.
Gracias. Is that what you were trying to tell me?
What happens when the fat one starts counting noses?
Soon it'll be too dark for that. And there's no one to stop us. Come on.
Let them out.
Stop that noise. Open the gate. Come on, open it.
I will open it, El Cuchillo. One moment. I will open it.
They're gone.
All right.
We'll meet again.
The sooner the better.
You two after Zorro. The rest, follow me!
He went that way.
Gracias.
Adiós, chaparrita bonita.
Adiosito.
Cuchillo!
Where is he?
Zorro! Hey, Cuchillo! Soldiers!
Vámonos.
Lancers, to horse!
What horse?
Diego, I still say good riddance. El Cuchillo and his men could not have left Los Angeles at a better time.
If they left, Father. But I do not believe they have. I think they're somewhere up in the hills.
Zorro has not found them. Sergeant Garcia has not found them.
True.
So, they've gone back to Mexico.
No. Whatever else may be said of Cuchillo, he's loyal to his men. And 3 of them are still in jail. I do not think he would leave town without trying to get them out again.
So?
And then there's that ship coming in next week with 20,000 American dollars. Now, no self-respecting bandito would ride away from that, huh?
Diego, you are a great comfort to me. What is it?
I don't know. Visitors?
Your son has good ears, Don Alejandro.
Well, Cuchillo, we were just discussing you.
Oh, really?
Help yourself.
Thanks.
Pedro and the others are taking care of everything back there.
Did you search the hacienda?
See, nobody there.
Try upstairs.
What do you think you're doing?
I give you one guess.
Get out, all of you.
Can I kill them now, Cuchillo?
No, it's my turn. You killed the last one.
I did not. Tarancho did.
No, that was the one before last.
No.
Don't tell me up!
You see, Don Alejandro, they are like children. Please don't move towards me again, huh? Please. Diego, I don't want to be impolite, but we spent a bad night in the hills and we are very hungry.
Please forgive me. Father, you seem to be neglecting our guests. If you'll all go into the hacienda, we'll do our best to take care of you.
Watch outside. Alejandro, please sit down. Thank you. Senor, we are going to be your guests for about a week or so, until the ship from Boston arrives in San Pedro. You and Diego are free to come and go as you please. One at a time. Just as long as one of you remains seated in this chair. I must warn you that if there's any sign of trouble, whoever's seated in the chair, boom.
Why don't we just kill them now?
Why are you always so anxious?
Because you never let me do it. You always give the job to somebody else.
Yeah, I haven't been very fair to you, have I?
Yeah.
Hey, Diego. Where's your servant? You know that nice little mute fellow?
Bernardo. At the moment, I can't say.
Oh. Chato, when he comes back, you can kill him.
Oh, thank you, Cuchillo. Thank you, eh?
Chato!
Look at you. Look at you like pigs. You make me sick. Have no manners.
Well, maybe someone should teach them some, eh?
Just a moment, Diego.
I'm just going to change places with my father. Isn't that what you want? One of us sits as hostage for the other?
Good. This thing is giving me saddle sores.
Cuchillo! Cuchillo!
Huh?
Sergeant Garcia's coming with the soldiers. It looks like he brought the whole garrison.
Go and warn the others. Get over there. Don Alejandro, come over here. Please sit down. I want you to go outside and send those soldiers away.
Well, what do you suggest I tell them?
It's up to you, amigo. But remember, boom.
Do as he says, Diego. And give Sergeant Garcia my warmest regards.
Oh, buenos dias, Sergeant.
Don Diego, Oh, buenos dias, Don Alejandro. Does Don Alejandro have a stiff neck?
No, he's fine.
Oh. Oh, Don Diego, I have the most wonderful news. The ship from Boston has arrived a whole week early. I have already sent the hides on to San Pedro. You do not seem pleased, Don Diego.
No, I am, Sergeant, really.
Don Alejandro does not look happy either. Maybe if I give his neck a little twist.
No, Sergeant, no. He's fine.
But he looks so uncomfortable.
He's all right.
Right now, I'm on my way to San Pedro.
Fine.
Will you inform the other rancheros that I'll return this evening with the money?
Yes.
Gracias. Don Diego, Don Diego, I forgot to tell you something. Last night, I chased both Zorro and El Cuchillo out of Los Angeles. I chased them so far, I couldn't even find them. The money will be safe. Adios. Adios, Don Alejandro. Lancer, forward.
Oh, your father is all right. But your first instinct was correct. I don't need you anymore.
Why don't we just kill them now?
In a moment. Sit down, Diego. Oye, Trampa. Take some men and go to Los Angeles and get Víbora and the others out of jail.
See?
Oye, you shouldn't have any trouble. The Fed sergeant has most of the soldiers with him. I'll meet you on the road to San Pedro.
See?
Well, Diego, I'm sorry the ship is a week early.
I'm sorry, too.
I could have enjoyed our little visit. We could have talked about a lot of things. You might even remember who Zorro was.
I believe we discussed that yesterday.
It wasn't much of a discussion. You answer each of my questions with one of your own. I wish I had time to find out why. Huh? Well, goodbye, amigo.
Hey, now?
Oh, no. These are my friends. Wait until I'm farther away. I'll fire a shot. Bye, amigos.
Adios.
Vámonos.
That's my signal. Mice?
Sit still.
Bernardo, tie up Chato. Take him to Los Angeles.
Father, you get as many of the dons together as you can. I'm going to need some help.
Lancers, prepare to stand fast. The king expects every man to do his duty.
The defense sergeant will defend the money with his life. I'll cut a path through him. You follow me. Take the wagon and get out of there.
Sí, Cuchillo.
Vámonos.
Come on. Better luck next time.
Please, Senor Zorro, help me. I'm stuck.
No thanks, Sergeant. I think we've both had enough fighting for one day.
But wait!
Sergeant, it was a good idea to separate El Cuchillo from his men. Send them on ahead. But are you certain you do not wish some of the Dons to ride with you to Mexico?
Oh, no, Don Alejandro. You have all done enough. This is a situation for the Army.
Yes, it is, Sergeant, and I certainly hope you are up to it.
Bring the prisoner!
Comfortable?
My nose itches a little bit.
Tell me, what will they do to you in Mexico?
Capitan Rodriguez wants to shoot me against the wall. He was wanting to do that for a long time. I'll be glad to go back to Mexico. I haven't had a good enchilada in a long time. Say, all the rancheros were at the fight, but I didn't see you. Where were you?
Well, I was hiding in the bushes.
You have a little cut in your cheek there.
Oh, it was a rose bush, and one of the thorns cut me. Now, isn't that silly?
Yeah, very silly. Well, goodbye, amigo.
Adios, El Cuchillo.
Oye, gordito, vámonos. Ándale.
Lancer, forward!
Poor Chulita. Her heart must be broken.
She hides it rather well. Are you leaving Los Angeles?
Sí, Señor Diego.
Chulita, you must not permit this to ruin your life. It was not your fault you fell in love with a bandido like El Cuchillo.
No, Don Alejandro.
You can build a fine new life somewhere else.
Sí, Don Alejandro.
You will meet another young man.
Pardon me, but I must not be late, huh? Adios.
Adios, Chulita.
Must not be late. There's no stage due today. What do you think, Diego?
I don't know. Wait. Watch.
Why, the nerve of the man.
You know something? This time I'm going to fix him for good. not move, senor. You imperiled the senorita. Now, right around the rock. A married man does not have time to be a bandido.
Ah, Chihuahua. Well, this is not what I had in mind.
Ah, kid. Bueno.
Walt Disney presents from Frontierland, Zorro, The Postponed Wedding, starring Guy Williams, guest star Annette Funicello.
Can you hold this?
I was only testing your love.
And now, your Disneyland host, Walt Disney.
In 1800, what is now known as California was a Spanish possession. It was Spanish in its language, in its dress, and in its customs. Perhaps the most rigid customs involved courtship and marriage. For a boy and girl in Spanish California, there were no dates at the corner taco shop, no come-as-you-are fiestas or swimming parties at the seashore. The young man involved would put on his fancy sombrero, pick up a box of cactus candy from the local sweet shop, and make a number of well-chaperoned visits at the home of the senorita of his choice. After these visits, if the couple felt they had reached an understanding, the young man would formally ask the girl's father for her hand. If the answer was yes, the boy got the girl and the girl's dowry. This is the Spanish equivalent of a hope chest. It contained gold and sometimes jewels and the deed to certain lands. Our story tonight concerns such a dowry and Zorro. It's a romance. Well, almost. We call it the postponed wedding.
Good morning. Pardon, senor.
Buenos dias, señores.
Can you tell me, pardon me, Carita.
Buenos dias, Don Diego.
Buenos dias, Carita. Can you tell me whether the coach from Santa Clara has been arriving on time lately?
Oh, you can set your watch by it. Never more than an hour late.
Gracias.
Oh, that's Kyoko. Oh. Forgive me, senores. Now, may I serve you?
Wine?
Certainly. Didn't one of you ask a question?
You've answered it.
We'll need a room. We have to clean up.
Yes, and the room first.
This way, please. Diego.
Constancia?
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's so good to see you. What's it been, 10 years?
It's been a very good 10 years for you.
Thank you. You've aged rather well yourself. Oh, for me? Thank you. I'll treasure this always. Carry it for me, will you, Diego?
The carriage is over there. If you'll show Bernardo your luggage, he'll take care of it. Did you see something?
No. No, I'm just tired from the ride. Could I rest a bit? In the tavern?
Of course. Oh, excuse me. Come.
Hey, driver, there was a young senorita supposed to come in on the coach. Have you, Constancia?
Uncle Demetrio!
Oh, it is so good to see you again. Oh, Don Diego, what has happened to our little girl?
Don't complain about it, Sergeant.
Oh, I'm not, Don Diego, I'm not.
Uncle Demetrio.
I was, just inspecting the kitchen.
Sergeant, we were just going into the tavern. Won't you join us?
Gracias, Don Diego. Just as soon as I have inspected the luggage.
You going to open my luggage?
It is the law.
But you can't.
I'm afraid I must. The law says I must search for criminals and contraband. It is a mere formality.
But I'd be embarrassed. You and Diego knew me as a little girl, and now, well...
Sergeant, Constancia is staying with us at the hacienda. Why don't you join us there for supper tonight, and then you can study her for criminal tendencies. That should satisfy the law, huh?
Oh, si, Don Diego.
All right, let's go.
Oh, Don Diego.
Excuse me, Constancia.
Isn't Constancia still a little young to be going into the tavern?
Oh, she just wants to rest before her ride to the hacienda.
Oh, then there will not be any...
No, Sergeant, I'm afraid there will not be any.
Oh, well, truthfully, Don Diego, I should finish my inspection.
I understand perfectly, Sergeant. Then tonight.
Si, Don Diego.
Oh, the sergeant just remembered he had other duties. But he'll join us for supper. Shall we?
Oh, dear, my handkerchief. I must have left it in the coach.
I'll go see.
Miguel.
Constancia, my darling.
I didn't expect you to be here when I arrived.
Oh, I left as soon as I got your note. I've made all the arrangements. We can be married right away.
Oh, that's just it. Father wrote Uncle Alejandro that I was coming to visit him, so I at least have to go to the hacienda to see him.
right, very well. All right, listen. I'll pick you up at midnight, and don't forget to leave a lantern burning in the window.
You are certainly looking well.
Diego, the most wonderful thing. Diego de la Vega, this is Miguel Serrano.
Senor.
Miguel and I are old friends. I looked up and there he was.
Oh, then, are you from Santa Clara?
No.
Yes.
Well, I mean, my home was in Santa Clara, but for the last year I've been living in San Diego.
I see. Won't you join us?
Gracias.
Constancia, I'm sorry, but I couldn't find your handkerchief.
Oh, I did. I had it all the time. Wasn't that silly?
If you live in San Diego, senor, then you must know my good friend Don Pablo Castillo. Well, everyone does.
Oh, of course, I know him quite well.
Well, tell me, does he still have that trouble with his arm?
With his arm? Well...
Excuse me, Miguel. Diego, I'm afraid if we don't leave for the hacienda soon, Uncle Alejandro will begin to worry.
Yes, he is expecting us, isn't he?
You're visiting a relative?
No, I just call him Uncle. Actually, Don Alejandro's a boyhood friend of my father's.
Ah.
Well, I do wish we had more time to talk. It's been so long since we've seen each other.
Yes, it has. Perhaps we shall meet again. Someday.
I hope so. Goodbye, Miguel.
Goodbye, Constancia.
Please, both of you. You're breaking my heart. Senor, it would be our pleasure to have you to supper tonight.
Gracias, no, Don Diego. I wouldn't want to intrude, senor.
Miguel.
Well, perhaps after supper.
All right, I will.
Good, until then.
¿Cómo está usted?
Muy bueno, and how are you?
¿Cómo está usted? And what do you know that's new?
I've traveled far and wide. I've been on a merry chase. And so it's good to see the smile on your happy face.
Put your hand into mine and we'll dance the night away. It's so grand, bueno, fine, when the band begins to play. Castanets and guitars and the light from stars above cast their spell, who can tell? We might even fall in love. ¿Cómo está usted? It sure was a good surprise. When I met up with you, I couldn't believe my eyes.
And though we've been apart, wherever our paths have led, you've been within my heart. So ¿cómo está usted?
Put your hand into mine and we'll dance the night away. It's so grand, bueno, fine, when the band begins to play. Castanets and guitars and the light from stars above cast their spell, who can tell? We might even fall in love.
You're a wonderful dancer, Uncle Demetrio. Isn't he, Diego?
Well, I'll just say that the sergeant certainly amazes me.
Gracias, Don Diego.
That the floor is still beneath us amazes me.
You know, Clark, I'm sorry, but I have to go. Forgive me, Constancia, but I must inspect the carriage from Santa Barbara.
Oh, pooh.
Now, you're not to keep the sergeant from doing his duty. You wouldn't want Los Angeles overrun by criminals, would you?
Oh, all right. I'll walk you to your horse, Uncle Demetrio.
Good. Oh, good night, Don Diego, Don Alejandro.
Good night, Sergeant.
Uncle Demetrio.
You know, anyone who overheard Constancia talking about her Uncle Demetrio and Uncle Alejandro might possibly think that you and Sergeant Garcia were brothers.
Not by the wildest stretch of the imagination.
He's here. He's here. Oh, you will be nice to him, won't you, Uncle Alejandro?
What is this, Constancia? A romance?
No, he's just a friend.
Whom she hasn't seen in a long time.
Miguel, I'm so glad you're here. Don Alejandro, may I present Miguel Serrano?
It's a pleasure, senor.
My house is yours, Senor Serrano. I believe you know my son, Diego.
Yes, we have met.
We have met.
Will you not sit down, Senor Serrano?
Thank you.
Lovely weather we've been having.
But for this time of year.
Yes. You have a beautiful hacienda, Don Alejandro.
Have you seen the patio?
Only to walk through it.
It's lovely. Let me show it to you.
Yes.
Constancia, we will all show it to you. I am certain you will understand, Senor. Constancia's father has placed her in my care while she's in Los Angeles.
Oh, Uncle Alejandro.
I understand perfectly, Don Alejandro.
It is a little chilly out. I think you will need your shawl, Constancia.
I locked my door. Force of habit, I guess. It wasn't necessary to run. Thank you.
Here, I'll do that. There, my dear. There you are.
Uncle Alejandro?
In a moment.
What's the matter?
Have you been going through Constancia's belongings? But this is inexcusable.
One moment, Father.
Constancia is our guest.
I think she may be involved in something.
What?
Perhaps we'll find the answer here. Well.
What is it? For Constancia de la Torre on the day of her wedding, with love, grandmother. This is her dowry.
So it would seem.
Then she is planning to elope with this Miguel, what is his name? Well, I will put a stop to that right now.
Wait.
You mean I should stand idly by and watch Constancia ruin her life? No, thank you.
You're not going to solve a thing by rushing out there and shouting at her.
I do not shout. I shall merely ask the young man to leave this hacienda.
And just how do you propose to explain the fact that you know about the elopement?
Ah, I see what you mean. Well, we have to do something to stop this for her own good.
How do we know that it's for her own good? This Serrano seems to be all right.
Then why haven't they her father's permission? Why are they sneaking away?
Sounds like fun.
Diego, this is serious.
It isn't yet. And if we can go on postponing the elopement, it may never be.
And how do we go about this postponing? We don't.
Up there. Constancia! Shh. We'll have to go into the hacienda and upstairs together. What's the matter? Shh. There's someone in there. Look, we'll have to get a ladder. There's one in there. Come on, hurry up. It's stuck. Oh. All right, come on. It's too short. We could never get her down in this ladder. There's a box. We can bring it over and stand the ladder on it. Yeah.
is going on there?
Manuel! Vaqueros!
Zorro!
Somebody answer me! Manuel! What is going on here?
Gracias. Where are you going, Diego?
I'm going to Los Angeles. Oh, I may be gone for a little while. I'm curious about this friend of Miguel Serrano. He never seems to mention him.
Wait a moment and you can take this letter with you.
All right.
I am writing to Constancia's father.
Do you think you should do that?
I think he is entitled to know that his daughter plans to elope with a scoundrel.
Well, normally, I'd agree with you, but remember, we're not supposed to know that Constancia is planning to elope. And in the second place, we have no evidence that Miguel Serrano is a scoundrel.
Evidence? You have only to look at him.
Well, Constancia did, and she fell in love.
Love?
Well, that's what she thinks it is. Now, for the time being, Zorro is the only one that knows anything about the elopement. Let's keep it that way, until we can learn more about Serrano.
While we are doing this, what is to prevent them from sneaking off?
Well, Zorro did postpone the wedding last night, eh?
Yes.
All right.
I still cannot understand how she managed to sleep all through... Good morning, Constancia.
Good morning.
Diego, will you tell Bernardo I'd like a horse?
Why? You going riding?
No, I'm baking a cake, and the recipe calls for a horse.
Well, might I suggest you try a palomino? It would add that little extra something.
Never mind. I'll tell him myself. No, a horse. I asked for one horse.
Well, I'll go with you.
I'm only going to Los Angeles, and I'm not a little child that must be led by the hand.
Now, just a minute, young lady. You are certainly acting like a child. You storm into the sala without so much as a civil word to anyone and expect everyone to jump when you speak. You're not so grown up that I cannot take you over my knee.
I'm sorry, Uncle Alejandro.
You should be. If there's one thing I will not tolerate in this hacienda, it is a display of temper. If you cannot learn to control yourself, no matter what the reason.
People will think you're a De La Vega.
What? Yes, exactly. My dear, you can see how ridiculous anyone looks who cannot control his emotions.
Yes, Uncle Alejandro.
I hope you enjoy your ride.
I love him. He sounds just like Papa.
You feeling better?
Yes.
Can you tell me what's upsetting you?
I'd rather not, at least until I get back from Los Angeles.
All right, I'll see what's keeping the horses.
Diego, please, let me go alone. This is something private.
Constancia, I really have to see Sergeant Garcia. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll both ride in together. And when we get there, I'll pretend I never saw you before. All right?
All right.
Why, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. My own father. What are you doing?
I was merely making certain that Constancia's dowry was still here. It is.
Were you perhaps thinking of moving it?
I was. I am convinced that if something were to happen to this money, Constancia would find herself without a suitor.
And, we would find ourselves with a heartbroken house guest.
She would recover.
True, but, I think it would be more pleasant for everyone concerned if Constancia broke it off.
And how do you propose this miracle?
I don't know. Perhaps Miguel Serrano will think of something.
Where's the love we have known? My lips remember what your kisses told me. I'm okay, Paso. Why am I so alone? Can it be that your arms are holding somebody new? What happened? Oh, where can you be? Darling, we found a love that comes to only a few. May amo, please come back to me. I'm okay, Paso. I can love no other. I'm okay, Paso. Where are you, my love? Can it be that your arms are holding somebody new? What happened? Oh, where can you be? Darling, we found a love that comes to only a few. May amo, please come back to me. I'm okay, Paso. I can love no other. I'm okay, Paso. Where are you, my love?
Constancia.
Miguel! Where were you last night? Shh. Don't shush me. Where were you?
Come outside.
No.
I can explain everything.
I'm not interested in explanations. Just tell me why you didn't come for me.
I did.
Ha.
I did. But Zorro attacked me.
Zorro? Were you hurt?
No. But I almost lost you.
Oh, that Zorro. I'm going to speak to Uncle Demetrio about him.
Wait. There isn't time. Constancia, can you come away with me right now?
Right this minute?
Yes, I've made all the arrangements. Tonight we'll be married aboard ship. And on tomorrow's tide, we sail for Mexico.
Oh, Miguel, how romantic. But we'd better hurry. Diego's just gone to the stables.
I have a carriage waiting.
We don't want a carriage. We can travel faster on horseback.
Yes, but you'll need your things. You don't want to get married in a riding habit.
Oh, no. I'll throw a dress into a saddlebag.
Oh, wait. I'll go with you. You'll need your dowry.
But it's too heavy. We can get it later.
No, we'll need it now.
Why?
Well, I didn't tell you, but when Zorro attacked me, he robbed me of every peso I had.
How terrible for you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Don Diego.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, no.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Don't say that. You could have been killed. Zorro attacked Miguel and robbed him.
He did?
Yes.
You know, that's a strange coincidence, but last night the hacienda had prowlers, and I could have sworn I heard one of them shout the name Zorro.
Prowlers?
Didn't you hear anything?
No, I was asleep. Bernardo gave me some warm milk before I went to my room.
Well, they made quite a racket. Apparently they were, I don't know, trying to steal geese. Oh. And this morning, under my father's window, I found a ladder and part of a wagon. But, getting back to you, senor. What did Sergeant Garcia say?
Sergeant Garcia?
Well, surely you told him.
No.
It's your duty as a citizen to report everything that happened to Sergeant Garcia. Hey, you might furnish him with the very clue that will lead to the capture of Zorro. Constancia and I were riding into Los Angeles. You can join us.
No, Diego. It's a long ride out here, and Miguel's horse must be tired. You go ahead, and we'll follow later.
Oh, no, we can't spare the time. At this very moment, Zorro may be planning a new crime. I'll get you a horse.
What'll we do?
We have to go with him. When we get a chance, we'll get away.
Well, aren't you going to see Uncle Demetrio?
This is the hour that the sergeant usually inspects the tavern.
Oh.
Well, what time is it?
I haven't the slightest idea. I thought it was someone I knew.
Don Diego! Buenos dias, Constancia.
Hello, Uncle Demetrio.
Sergeant, you're just the man I want to see.
Really?
Would you step this way, please? Senor Serrano was robbed by Zorro last night.
Zorro?
Look, take him inside. He'll tell you all about it and, put it on my bill, huh?
Gracias, Don Diego. I mean, come inside, Senor Serrano. I must have a full report.
Senor! Senor!
Tell me your story again. In a moment. Carita! One more, please. Now then, senor.
Excuse me. No. You stay here with the sergeant. I see a friend who may have some information for me.
About Zorro?
Possibly.
Oh. Gracias.
Sergeant Garcia, Don Diego wants to see you.
Ah.
Immediately. And Sar will take you to him.
Excuse me, Constancia. Don't... Oh, no, you wouldn't. Where is he? Right over there. Oh, gracias, Don Diego. What is happening?
Oh, it's a long story, Sergeant.
Does it have anything to do with Zorro attacking Senor Serrano?
He's going to.
Sergeant, you can take care of that.
Ah, see. Don Diego, wait! I can't reach my... Help, somebody! Help!
Everything's all arranged. We go this way. Give a hand with the luggage, will you?
Si, Senor Serrano.
Well, isn't it wonderful?
But the ship's deserted.
Almost. The captain and the crew are having a night ashore, and the other passengers aren't allowed on board until morning. But we have special privileges.
We're special people.
Put them over there.
Si, senor.
Now, darling, you wait here. I'll row ashore and get the Padre, and before you know it, you'll be Senora Miguel Serrano.
That sounds wonderful.
Return in an hour or so. She's going to be very unhappy.
You know what to do.
Si, we are very sympathetic. But since there is no boat to take her to shore, she'll just have to cry until the Capitan comes on board in the morning.
And by then, Ansar and I will be far away in Mexico. Goodbye, senores. It's been a profitable evening for all of us.
Miguel?
Constancia, darling.
I came up to tell you you'd forgotten my dowry. But I can see now you didn't. Not for a minute.
I'm sorry, Constancia.
You were just after my money. My father was right.
You'll find as you grow up that they usually are. I know mine was, when he told me I was no good.
Didn't you love me? Even a little?
You know I did. A little.
Anyway, thank you very much for not marrying me.
I couldn't. I'm already married. Goodbye, Constancia.
Miguel? That was for your wife, poor woman.
Wait a minute. You can't leave her here now. She knows we're in on this. She'll tell the Capitan.
That is your problem. Throw her overboard.
One moment, senores.
Zorro! I don't think you should ask the senorita to swim. The night air is too chilly.
Senorita. Can you hold this?
Constancia? Beloved. Angel. Constancia. It was only a joke. Please believe me. I was only testing your love. Beloved. Constancia, you wouldn't. You know you love me.
Beloved. Uncle Alejandro, I'm sorry I caused you so much worry.
I have been very well repaid, Constancia.
Diego, I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna wait for someone as handsome and as nice as you are. Adios, everybody.
She's going to be all right. Yes, I suppose we'll have to send that to her in another coach.
I think it will be safer.
Walt Disney presents from Frontierland, Zorro, Old Acquaintance, starring Guy Williams. Guest star, Ricardo Montalban.
Zorro is Diego de la Vega. See for yourself.
I told you no tricks.
But he's there. See for yourself.
And now, your Disneyland host, Walt Disney.
For a test of skill and a method of settling arguments, we've made a lot of progress since these were commonplace. But I'm not sure we've made too much improvement. Two men could meet and settle with each other and didn't necessarily have to bury the loser. The program you're about to see takes you back to the colorful days of Spanish California. You will again meet Zorro, the bold, dashing caballero, fighting to preserve a glorious way of life. For this was the golden era of California history. Travelers could stay at the missions, located a day's ride apart. There was never any charge for board and bed, and a no vacancy sign hadn't yet been invented. Cattle were raised by the thousands for tallow and for hides, and there just weren't enough people in California to eat all of the steaks and pot roasts. They were yours for the asking. But there's always somebody who shows up and wants to spoil a good thing, as you're about to see on our program titled Old Acquaintance.
Heyday! 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 What is the reason for our celebrating? Heyday! What are we always eagerly awaiting? Heyday! What is the day each soldier in the army is a hero? What is the day that fills our hearts with joy? Heyday! 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 Every soldier's feeling fine, 'cause it's payday today. We'll have pesos for the wine, 'cause it's payday today. Now we don't have to beg or borrow, we're sure to be broke tomorrow, but ole, it's payday today. All the senoritas sigh, 'cause it's payday today. And they're giving us all the eye, 'cause it's payday today. They will help us drown our sorrow and forget who we are tomorrow, but ole, it's payday today. Ole! All the senoritas sigh, 'cause it's payday today. And they're giving us all the eye, 'cause it's payday today. They will help us drown our sorrow and forget who we are tomorrow. But ole, it's payday today. Ole! Cause it's payday today, and they're giving us all the eye, cause it's payday today. They will help us drown the sorrow and forget who we are tomorrow, but hooray, it's payday today, hooray!
Gracias, señorita.
Thank you, senor.
Well, payday calls for a celebration, eh, Sergeant?
No, it will, senor. At the moment, we are only preparing.
Oh?
But tonight, when our pay arrives from San Diego... Oh, your pardon, senor, but you are a stranger to Los Angeles.
Si.
Well, permit me to introduce myself. I am Sergeant Demetrio Lopez Garcia, acting comandante of the Pueblo de Los Angeles and soldier of the King of Spain.
Ramon Castillo, your servant, Sergeant.
Ah, Senor Castillo. Sit down, sit down.
Yes, gracias.
It is my duty to ask what brings you to Los Angeles.
That's a long story, Sergeant. And best told over refreshments. Will you join me?
Refresh? Gracias, senor.
Señorita, two, please. Well, you were saying that your money arrives this evening, Sergeant?
See, 6 months' pay for every man.
Oh.
But now, senor, my question.
To payday for everyone.
To payday.
Salud. Two, please.
Two?
Mm-hmm. One is for my friend, Sergeant Garcia. Informs me that the payroll which arrives on the 10 o'clock coach will be almost 5,000 pesos.
Hey, Chihuahua. Are the soldiers going to ride out to meet the coach?
Well, I don't know. But I think someone should, don't you?
Oh, yes. It's so lonely there.
Gracias.
What is it?
You, wait! Bernardo, of all places. Of course. Diego lives here, doesn't he, huh? Huh? What? You understand what I'm saying. Don't. Where is Diego, huh? I said, where is he?
One moment, senor. My servant neither hears nor speaks.
Your servant?
My son's.
Oh, then you must be Don Alejandro, Diego's father.
I am.
Permit me, Don Alejandro. I am Ramon Castillo, an old friend of your son's from Spain.
Oh, well, welcome to Los Angeles, Senor Castillo.
Gracias.
I'm sure Diego will be very happy to see you.
I would like to see him, too.
He's at the hacienda.
Oh, where is that, sir?
I'm ready to return home now. I will take you there if you wish.
My friend and I will be very grateful.
Senor, you also are most welcome. Will you follow us?
Our horses are over there.
About the 5,000 pesos.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Oh, you have a beautiful place, Don Alejandro. Beautiful.
Gracias, Senor Castillo. Diego will be very disappointed when he learns you cannot spend at least one night here.
Oh, unfortunately, we're just passing through.
See. Oh, that's too bad. Now, if you will follow me, I will show you where you can watch before supper.
Gracias.
this silly business here? This is more important than the Army payroll?
Well, we can wait here just as easily. If we leave by 9 o'clock, we'll have plenty of time to stop the coach.
What is there here that is so special?
Diego de la Vega. The only man who ever beat me with a sword. He was the one who took the Royal Competitive Trophy from me and then left Spain without giving me a chance to win it back.
Ramon, he beat you to win it. He could have beaten you to keep it.
I have learned a few things in those days. I just want to see if he has.
Look, remember there are 5,000 pesos involved.
Of all the people I know, Ramon Castillo is the last man I ever wanted to see in Los Angeles.
He seemed a very charming man.
Oh, he's charming enough. He lives by it.
And as he said, you were friends.
Rivals is more the word. We opposed each other on the fencing team in Spain.
He knows you're an excellent swordsman.
He should. I beat him for the trophy.
If he should tell anyone that you can fence, the secret of Zorro is over. I'll ask him to leave immediately.
One moment, Father. He is my friend. Allow me the pleasure of asking him to leave.
Diego. It was my mistake. Allow me to ask the other one.
Bravo. All right. Let's see if you remember. On guard. We're just about to ask our friends to leave. You want them to stay? Why? What did you hear?
Perhaps it is better if you go back to Los Angeles and keep your eyes open, hmm?
Thank you. Let us do nothing to endanger those 5,000 pesos.
I will join you at the tavern after a pleasant afternoon with my dear friend Diego.
Ramon, what if he will not fight?
He will. He always has. You see, I have an uncommon talent that makes men of honor want to fight.
Well, just don't waste too much time playing games. Remember, there are pesos involved.
Marcos, my friend, if you could relax, you would find out that there are more important things in this world than money.
Of course there are. It just takes a lot of money to buy them.
I will leave this place before 9 o'clock. Don't worry. Go, go.
Ramon. I could hardly believe my ears when my father told me. Come in, come in. Sit down, sit down.
Gracias, Diego. Yes.
Now, what is all this nonsense that you cannot stay?
It's true, I am on my way to South America. Very important business.
Ramon, I insist that you and your friends spend at least one night.
It has already become necessary for Marcos to return to Los Angeles.
Well, send for him. You and I have much to discuss.
Old times, for instance?
Yes. Also, what you've been doing, where you've been, all those things.
Well, I've been traveling about the world. I've been meeting new people, making new friends, learning new things. By the way, I don't see the Royal Competitive Trophy or any of your other fencing souvenirs.
Ramon, I've put all that behind me. It's all part of the past.
Oh.
You know something? I'm not even sure I know how to handle one of those things anymore.
Let's find out, shall we?
Before supper.
I told you, I can't stay for supper.
We're having it early tonight. Someone else will be joining us. Señorita. Beautiful. Beautiful. And charming. You know, I would say that Isabel is one of the most charming women in all California.
You say, supper will be early.
She must be home by 9 o'clock.
I must leave before 9 also.
We will arrange it.
Or perhaps the señorita and I can live together.
Ramon. That's something you're going to have to arrange yourself.
Oh, that I will.
Salud.
After you and I discover how much you remember about one of these. Salud.
Salud.
Once I stood high in the Pyrenees with a great cloud around me. I reached out and I moved it about. And I thought to myself, never again will I touch anything so delicate or so graceful. I was wrong.
You should have Ramon teach you some of these phrases, Diego.
And there may be a few other things I can teach you. Diego and I are going to present a little entertainment for you in the patio.
Well, that's wonderful.
Oh, there'll be plenty of time for that later.
This clock has stopped.
How do you suppose that got in there?
I wonder. There must be another clock in this house. I have to be in town by 9 o'clock.
Well, it's only a little after 8 by my watch.
May I see it?
There'll be plenty of time for the fencing exhibition. I'll get the swords.
Fencing? Diego, are you out of your mind?
Well, not yet, but I'm afraid I'm being driven there.
Are they really going through with this?
So it would seem.
Isabella, will you give the signal to begin?
No, I will have no part of this.
That's the clock at the mission. At the last stroke?
Agreed. 4, 5,
Ramon,
6,
please, Diego doesn't know how to
7,
fence.
8,
Ramon!
9. What did you say?
10.
10. 10? Oh. Forgive me, my dear. Some other time, huh?
But...
Oh, I'm sorry, Don Alejandro, but I was to be in town an hour ago.
Ramon! Ramon! I thought you wanted to fence. I consider myself the victor by default.
Well, you should consider yourself lucky that he left.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do, because now I can take you home alone.
Buenas noches.
I'm sure Sergeant Garcia will have the payroll safe in his office by the time Castillo gets into town.
You mean the money's not going to be distributed tonight?
No, tomorrow. Some regulation or other. The money is safe. Castillo would not dare to try to rob the cartel.
Wouldn't he? Come on.
Soldiers feeling fine, cause it's payday today. We'll have pesos for the wine, cause it's payday today. Lugo, Manuel, Jose, Ricardo, two for me.
The coins will present less of a problem if you place them all in this, Sergeant.
Gracias, senor. Oh, no. Please, senor, it's not the payroll. We always spend it right away at the tavern, so why not wait and come back tomorrow and rob it? Terribly sorry, senor, but there will be other paydays.
Buenas noches, Sergeant. And, gracias.
¡Ay! One moment, senor.
Sergeant Garcia, let us out!
Let's get out of here! Hey, loco!
I believe now would be a good time for you to leave Los Angeles, senor.
What's going on out there?
Take me in! After him! After him! No! After him! After him! Come on.
Did the soldiers get Zorro?
Zorro? That was Diego de la Vega.
Oh, no, not again!
Oh, Sergeant!
The money!
Ramon, my friend, there is a boat that leaves San Pedro at midnight tonight.
Oh?
It goes to South America.
That's very interesting.
Well, it's better than riding horses all the way. Why don't we go there now and just wait for it, eh?
Oh, what's the matter? Don't you like it here?
I like it fine. The girls are beautiful. What if somebody finds out that it was us at the quartel last night? Look, when we didn't get that army payroll, we should have kept right on going.
And have Diego de la Vega think that he's driven me out of Los Angeles? No.
It was Zorro.
Diego de la Vega is Zorro.
You don't know that.
I don't know.
No.
The only man in the world who was ever able to disarm me is Diego de la Vega. And last night, Zorro did it.
It's a big world, Ramon. There could be other swordsmen.
All right, then answer this. In Spain, he was fencing champion at the university, and now he pretends not to know one end of the sword from another. Why, huh? Why? His mute servant, Bernardo, who could hear in Spain, is deaf in Los Angeles. Why?
I don't know.
Because Diego de la Vega is Zorro. There is no other explanation.
All right. Let's assume that you're right. We can't wait around here to prove it. It isn't worth the risk.
It is to me.
Well, not to me.
Suppose I were to tell you that by midnight tonight, I can destroy Zorro. And make us both rich. Would that interest you?
Rich? Tell me.
Senorita Linares, to your beauty and your good health.
Gracias, Sergeant.
Isabel?
Ramon?
Diego? Ah, my dear Sergeant.
Senor Castillo.
I thought you'd be well on your way to South America by now.
Well, whatever gave you that idea?
Please, don't sit down. Sergeant Garcia was just telling us about the two bandidos that tried to steal the payroll last night.
Oh.
Now, Sergeant, I realize that they hid their faces, but perhaps there's some other means of identifying them. For instance, were either of them my height or Ramon's?
Well,
Is it true that Zorro was there also last night, Sergeant?
See, he was. But he got away, too.
I've never seen Zorro. What does he look like, Sergeant? Is he my height
or Diego's height?
Well, I think Zorro is more,
They tell me that he wears a mustache, Sergeant. Now, how does his mustache compare to, let's say, Diego's?
Zorro does not have a mustache. Or does he? Please, senores, you are confusing me. Let us discuss one bandito at a time.
No, let us not discuss banditos. It is too nice a day.
Forgive us, senorita.
You are forgiven, Sergeant. Shall we continue our ride, Diego?
Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Will I see you again, Ramon?
I'm afraid that Ramon has interests in South America that demand his immediate attention.
Oh?
Something in Los Angeles interests me more, Diego.
Well, for that, Ramon, you may walk me to my horse.
Adios, don Diego.
Oh. Gracias.
Is this your horse?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Somehow I had the feeling it would be black.
Huh? No.
Get ready for business. Sergeant Garcia.
Ah, Senor Castillo.
Much as I dislike doing this, I feel obligated to tell you something.
Tell me what?
Well, it's very important. It's a secret.
A secret? Huh.
Diego de la Vega is Zorro.
Diego de la Vega is Zorro. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Senor Pacheco, everyone, come here.
What is it, Sergeant?
Senor Castillo says... He says... No, I'm sorry, I cannot. Would you mind repeating that, please?
Not at all. I was just informing Sergeant Garcia that Don Diego de la Vega is Zorro.
Oh, senor, you are making a big joke, no?
No, I'm serious.
Senor, of all the men in Los Angeles, it could be Zorro. It is 100 to 1, it is not Don Diego.
See, 1,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1.
Well, now, let's be reasonable, gentlemen. I accept, or I will accept, 20 to 1.
Let me understand. You are willing to bet money that Don Diego is Zorro?
That's right.
Is he joking again, Sergeant?
If he is, it is going to cost him. Senor Castillo, I will bet you all I have left of my pay.
I accept. Marcos has our money. And we can let the innkeeper hold the stakes.
See!
Now, once more so that everything is clear. Tonight, at 11 o'clock, you and your men will surround the tavern. When you're all in position, Marcos and I will pretend to rob the innkeeper.
And Zorro will appear and try to stop you, and I will capture him, eh?
For your trouble, you may keep the reward money. I will be satisfied with the wager money that the innkeeper has.
No, it remains to be seen who gets that money, senor.
So it does, Sergeant. So it does. Bueno, adios, huh?
Adios.
Sergeant, all of the soldiers in the barracks have put up money because you told them Don Diego was not Zorro. You had better be right.
Of course I am right. Of course I am. Don Diego, Zorro.
Oh, Sergeant, come in. What a surprise.
Gracias, Don Diego. Gracias. Nice day.
Sergeant.
Yes, Don Diego?
You seem to be troubled.
Oh, no trouble, Don Diego. I just happened to be passing by. I was out for a ride. It is such a nice day.
Yes, it is.
The sun is hot, though.
Very.
For this time of year, that is.
True.
Don Diego, are you Zorro?
What did you ask?
Are you Zorro?
Sergeant, that sun must be hotter than I think it is. Sit down, sit down.
Don Diego,
I'll get you some chilled wine, and when you feel better, you can tell me all about it.
See, Don Diego.
It'll be a good joke, eh, Sergeant?
Oh, see, Don Diego.
Remember now, not one word to Ramon, eh?
Oh, no.
Good. I'll see you tonight, then, eh?
Gracias, Don Diego. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
You heard? Yes, and you certainly made Sergeant Garcia very happy. I wonder if your friend Ramon will be just as pleased after he has waited in vain for Zorro.
If he waits.
What do you mean?
Remember, he'll do his waiting in the same room with all that money.
My men are all in position, Don Diego. We have the tavern completely surrounded.
Oh, Sergeant, what a moment this is.
See, and even if Zorro escapes, I still win the bet, because you will be standing beside me for everyone to see.
You know, it's a great moment for me, too. Well, I'll be able to clear my name once and for all, and at the same time, fulfill a secret ambition of mine.
What ambition, Don Diego?
You won't laugh. Well, Sergeant, I've always wished that someday you and I could stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Battle, Don Diego?
Well, Zorro will not give up without a fight.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, Sergeant, I can see it now. There he is.
Where?
He comes at us. We draw our swords. I'm sorry, Sergeant. I didn't have a good grip on it. We stand shoulder to shoulder. On guard, Zorro. Just a little nick, Sergeant.
Don Diego, it might be better if you were not at my side. Perhaps just a little behind?
Protecting you from a surprise attack. Excellent idea, Sergeant. I'll pay for it, Sergeant. I just need a little room, that's all.
You do not know what this means to him, Sergeant.
I know what it will mean to me, Don Alejandro. Don Diego, would you mind putting the sword away for the moment, please?
Well, all right, Sergeant. And just for the moment, though. Because you would have to lock me up to keep me away from this one. Yes, sir, Sergeant. You would have to lock me up.
Don Diego, have you seen my living quarters?
Not lately, Sergeant.
Let me show them to you. I've had one of the walls whitewashed.
Oh, in that case.
After you, Sergeant.
Gracias, Don Diego. Oh, no, after you, Don Diego.
Open the door! Sergeant, what does this mean? Open the door!
Please, allow me to explain, Don Alejandro.
I understand perfectly, Sergeant. Shall we take our positions?
See.
We must fight Zorro together!
Bernardo!
What time's the robbery? It should be happening now. Psst! Get down!
You know, it's very hard to fool Zorro. You have to make it look real.
I understand.
Hey, I think maybe you better tie it a little bit tighter. I see. That's tight enough.
Oh, I know. Why don't I steal a bottle of wine, eh?
But, senor, you...
Oh, no. Just to make it look more real, If Zorro doesn't show up soon, we're gonna lose that ship.
Oh, if you have to catch a ship, senores, perhaps you should leave now. You have already lost the bet.
What do you mean?
Oh, Don Diego is not Zorro. He is outside with Sergeant Garcia.
Well, if Don Diego is outside with Sergeant Garcia, then Zorro will not appear.
Very well, senor. We will wait and see.
No, we can't wait. If we do, we lose the ship. It's bad enough we lost the army payroll because of that.
You are the bandidos.
I did it.
You did.
Sergeant!
Oh, get the money.
See.
Patience, my friend. Patience. We will send the sergeant in, and you can tell him all about it.
Hey, you know, there's more money in the bet than there was in the payroll. Ah!
Oh, be quiet, Marcos.
I think Marcos will be quiet now.
Zorro.
Lancers!
All right.
Keep him here.
Open! Open in the name of the king!
I'll get you for this, De La Vega.
No tricks now, senor.
Zorro is Diego de la Vega. Look behind you. See for yourself.
I told you no tricks.
But he's there. See for yourself.
No tricks.
No. I locked the door myself. The window is barred. He could not possibly escape.
Go ahead, Sergeant. Open the door. Diego de la Vega is not there. He is Zorro. We win the bet.
The money will do you no good in prison, Senor Castillo.
No, but it will be most comforting.
You can't send us to prison for taking our own money. And we've won it fair and square. Go ahead. See for yourself.
Don Diego, come out and show Senor Castillo that you are not Zorro.
Sergeant.
Don Diego. Please.
Sergeant, I may never speak to you again.
I may never speak to you again.
It's a trick.
Sure.
It's a trick! Diego de la Vega is Zorro!
Answers? Take them away. Sure, you were gonna make me rich, eh?
I saw it with my own eyes. Do you doubt my word?
6,000 pesos right from my head!
That's all you're thinking about. What about all the Poor losers, eh, Sergeant?
See, Don Alejandro. But the important thing is, they are the losers. And I know who is the winners. Lugo's bet. Jose's bet.
Buenas noches, Sergeant.
That is Manuel. Ricardo. And me.